her mic. Cut his mic. Cut his mic. Don't make me cut your mic in the first 3 minutes of the show, please.
You can go ahead and cut his
mic. Don't make me cut your mic in the A block. At least let me get to 8:30 for Pete's sake.
Can you just cut her mic?
Rot in hell. And hey, if you're listening, you can put that on your Christmas tree.
I saw you, sir. You murdered that man. You murdered that man. You will be found guilty. Guilty. I said guilty. I'm Nancy Grace. I absolutely know. Don't argue with me, or you won't get to talk on my show. I'll do all the talking. Might as well. I know more than anybody else anyway. Nancy Grace, people either love her or hate her. Today we are going to discuss our Southern mother, true crime gal, Nancy Grace, and show some of her most controversial moments, and there are plenty. Hello, my name is Holly, and welcome to my little murder she shed. Although I usually discuss true crime cases here in the Murder She Shed, as a true crime follower, I have watched Nancy off and on for years, mostly off. And well, that is exactly why I wanted to talk about Nancy today. I will begin by letting you watch the moment Nancy Grace was called a bitch live on air. I didn't say it. Don't get mad at me.
Death. I think you're a big...
Well, you know what? It's America, and everybody has an opinion.
Is that what makes people tune into her show, though? She is rude to most people that she is interviewing, talks over them as if she is superior, and always acts like a pissed-off teacher that always corrects everyone because she thinks she's always right. Do people tune in to watch her for these reasons? They're like, what is that gonna say next? I have a feeling that's why people watch Nancy Grace. And this next one, she even talks to her co-workers, the people that work under her, because of course, everybody works under Nancy Grace. She can't even speak nicely to them.
How many times does she have to violate probation?
Wait. Excuse me, Stabila.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, I'm going to see you. Why are you running the bikini commercial?
Rosie made me do it.
Okay, take it down. Thank you. No, it's still up. Thank you. Continue, Stabila.
Yeah, how many times do you have to violate probation
She's not done.
before
She's
you
not
finally,
done.
Somebody takes it seriously? Obviously, this was not once. This was
what
twice.
part of the problem is? Back to you, Elizabeth, and the...
She interrupts her guest, the person she invited on her program, so she can tell the people that work below her, underneath her, lower than her, off.
Control room. Part of the problem is people like you and others are blinded by celebrity. And you play things like that about her in a swimsuit, wriggling around in the water, and you think somehow because of her beauty, she's going to get...
I think somebody edited this on.
Elizabeth. Okay,
this is really not part of it.
No, it's still up.
But it's hilarious.
Elizabeth. No.
There's no way around it. All her stories, all the facts point to one thing and one conclusion only, and that is that she murdered him. And I think those texts are very interesting. I really enjoyed what Ben had to say. We can do a preservation letter to the telephone companies and really make sure we have all that.
Eleanor, while we're on the air, do you think you could button one of those buttons on your jacket, please? Okay.
I want to go out to the lines.
Nancy, what? Are you the most prudish person I've ever seen in my life? Like, what's wrong with the little boob showing? Right? What's wrong with the little boob showing? Nothing wrong with that. Some people enjoy that. And the thing is, it wasn't even low cut. I don't even know how you had kids, Nancy, because you must be the most uptight woman in bed. I don't even know who made it with that.
Okay, and again, in a nutshell, if you could, you think marijuana should be legalized because why? You do know it's addictive, highly addictive, right?
Well, marijuana's addictive properties have been found to be actually pretty mild compared to not only alcohol and tobacco, but even caffeine. So, the question is this.
So
do we
are you
really need
admitting
to be
that it is
criminalizing
addictive?
adults, Nancy?
You do admit that
yeah,
it's
so
addictive.
is sex, so are video games. The thing is that
Well,
you
I
do
disagree
not
with
like
you.
the people that use
I
marijuana.
disagree with you.
You just
I
don't like
completely-
people who use marijuana, and you want to
No,
see them
that's not
punished.
it.
But the fact
No,
is that
actually-
they're normal people just like you. They enjoy using marijuana for the same reasons people like having a drink after work, and they shouldn't be made criminals for it.
Actually, Brad Lamb, the reason I'm against the legalization of pot is because I've seen too many felonies. And I don't mean pot sales or growing pot like this guy up in Connecticut. I mean people on pot that shoot each other, that stab each
wrecked
other,
lives, the
strangle
screwed up
each other,
brains, the troubled
drive
families.
under the influence, kill families, wipe out a whole family.
Have you seen all this?
Had a
You
pot
sound like
case.
you're from the
This-
1930s.
This female
No, but I have to.
Hold on, Brad.
Nick.
The first time I ever came in the first case, it was a plea, and there was this gorgeous lady standing in the middle of the courtroom crying, and I didn't understand. I said, "Well, what is this case?" Somebody else was taking a plea, and they said she's a stockbroker. She got addicted to pot. She ended up losing her job, wrecked her car, couldn't make the house payments on her house. So her husband got custody of the children. So now she has no car, no house, no family, nothing.
Nancy, I think you need to hit one yourself and calm down. Calm the freak down, girl.
Kill somebody while under the influence of cocaine or heroin driving, but drinking is a different matter.
kill when they run through red lights.
Not with the statistics you see in DWI cases.
Statistics.
That's easy for me to
BS.
say.
Renee, weigh in.
Every day, people are dying from the aggressive behavior caused by Mary Jane. Dying. I said dying. What do you say, Caroline? Well, I haven't seen... Wait. Let me give you an example of what I mean, and you will understand exactly my point. Everybody usually does. The postal worker that delivers my mail didn't show up this morning. And through investigation, I learned that she was still laid up on her couch from the effects of some Mary Jane. I heard that she dressed her dog in a Batman costume and was pretending she was Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, folks. All the while, the postal worker was uncontrollably laughing while the mail was left undelivered. Do you believe she was laughing? What do you say, Caroline? Well, Nancy. No, I'd like to finish. I wasn't finished. This postal worker is this way because her own mother was out partying and neglecting her child when she should have been getting her daughter clinical help. Help, Caroline. What do you say? Well, the statistics... Caroline, I don't want to hear about your statistics. No one does. Next time before you come onto my show, just make sure you don't forget to button up your shirt.
New plumes of smoke rising from two of the nuclear reactors there in Japan. It was believed that there was progress being made over the weekend, but no more. Straight out to Bernie Rayno, senior meteorologist at AccuWeather.com. Bernie, explain how this is going to affect us.
Well, in the United States, I don't think there's going to be a big impact at all. I think the radiation is...
Bernie.
Oh, boy, here we go, Nancy,
Yeah.
Nancy,
here
this
we
is
go.
not
That's
heading
what
to
you
the
said
United States.
last time.
And I'm going to continue to say it,
there's
Nancy.
There's a state of emergency
Nancy, this is not,
declared in California.
This is not damaging radiation in the United States.
I am not only an attorney and a journalist, I'm also a meteorologist. Is it meteorologist? I don't know. It's one of those, but that's what I am too. So, the stuff you're saying, Bernie, makes no sense. Just makes no sense, Bernie. Why don't you learn your career?
Here, I'm going to piss on you, your family's grave, and your grave. And you were such a little girl, Elizabeth. I mean, you were just 14 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to expect a little 14-year-old girl to react the way an adult might imagine they would react under those circumstances. You were afraid, I assume.
Yeah.
Did your kidnappers tell you they
I
would
love
hurt
the
you or
side
your
glance.
family?
She's
if you
like,
tried to
Nancy,
get
what's
away?
wrong with you?
They did. And I really am here to support the bill and not to go into what happened to me, what the whole, what is in my past because I'm not here to give an interview on that. I'm here to help push this bill through.
And I want you to
so
push
Nancy
the bill
keeps
through.
pushing.
And I want people to hear your voice.
And it's not on the bill.
When we take a look back, there is a shot of Elizabeth Smart, and here she is 4 years later, and frankly, it's a miracle that she was ever found. You know, a lot of people have seen shots of you wearing a burqa. How did you see out of that thing?
You know, I'm really not going to talk about this at this time. I mean, that's something I just don't even look back at, and I really, to be frankly honest, I really don't appreciate you bringing all this up.
I'm sorry, dear. I thought that you would speak out to other victims,
Sorry,
but you know
dear.
what? I completely understand.
I'm sorry, dear. I thought you would speak out to other victims. Basically, telling Elizabeth off because she won't speak out about her experience when she doesn't want to talk about it anymore.
That's going to be an effective mechanism. I do believe that it brings notoriety to the case said.
Sound like she might use the bathroom.
Never be said that I do not have self-control. Because listening to you, Del Carson, I nearly bit my tongue off. Okay? You gave me chest pains because almost everything you said is completely irrelevant and has nothing to do with this. I don't know how you managed to work in Moonshiners and the Prohibition Act back in 1930-something to what's happening now, almost 100 years later.
Nancy Grace, as a Southern woman, I want to tell you, you need some humble pie. And someone needs to feed you the whole pie. The whole freaking pie. Because you need a lot of humbling. More than maybe a pie can provide.
There's allegations that she was taking those pelvic thrusts and gyrating hips from the sideline and moving them into the classroom. Allegations this 26-year-old was having an illicit affair with a 16-year-old, one of her own students.
Okay, stop right there. Stop. Michael Board, I heard the first play on words with pelvic thrust and illicit sex. Okay, let me just straighten something out. This is a sex abuse charge on a child. So, if it would help you for the rest of this evening, in your mind, imagine her as a man and the victim in this case as a little girl. All right?
Well, Nancy,
maybe that will help you not use double entendres. Okay, now let's take it from the top.
Double
Michael
on
Board,
what?
WOAI.
What's that double entendre?
I know that there are witnesses that are ultimately going to come forward and name the three men in the bathroom with this girl. So, Clark Goldband, what are the stats?
Well, Nancy, the stats are hard to know right now because Duke no longer in the league. Hofstra, number 2 ranked Hofstra, surging ahead of Sacred Heart last night, 19 to...
Clark, I don't mean the athletic stats. I mean the rape stats. What would that have to do with this case?
I'm sorry, Nancy, I misunderstood, but we do have the rape stats.
I've also heard that Nancy has the most epic hashtags. Like, for instance, a mild-mannered cat enthusiast allegedly skins and cooks his own cat after he says he wants to try it with onions. Hashtag baked cat. Why, Nancy? He must have been smoking too much of that Mary Jane. He just got really hungry or something. Digging the baby out of her with a pair of scissors. What state of mind would this take? Hashtag baby in shoebox. I don't even know. After a major fight, boyfriend allegedly demands makeup sex. When she says no, cop says he killed her with a vacuum cleaner. Hashtag vacuum sex. Vacuum sex. Who doesn't want some of that? What's next? A tea party with Satan? Hashtag hot crayons. Not even sure what that's about. I don't even think I want to know. A child was allegedly found handcuffed with a dead chicken around his neck. Allegedly kept prisoner at his own home. Hashtag chained to chicken. What's wrong with this woman? What is severely wrong with her? I mean, I know some of you love her, but you have to admit, she's quite bizarre. But I guess so am I. You know, people like to watch bizarre people. So I think Nancy's here to stay. Here to stay. Hashtag here to stay. All right, love you guys. I'm going to wish y'all a great day. I imagine you've heard all of Nancy Grace that you want to hear for the day, and all from me that you want to hear from the day. But guys, if you are new to this show and you have never been to the Murder She Said, just make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribe button. Down there for you, right here for me. Ouch, my wrist popped. Hit it. Be here or be square. And it's supposed to be there or be square. I didn't rhyme, but I don't want you to be there. I want you to be here. So we'll leave it at that. All right. Love y'all. Bye. Let's get on with the show. I'm Nancy Grace. And this is my show. All about me, myself, and I. And I'll invite a few people in. I don't want to let them talk. Because that's what I do here on Nancy Grace. Did you know that people who smoke Mary Jane have such extreme appetites that they end up as cannibals? True. Very true.